How's it going, guys? Shane here from Modern Warrior Project, and excited about a product I'm going to show you today. So full disclosure, I already tried it out. I was anxious and couldn't wait for the video, and I tried it out yesterday, and I actually love these things. They are called Duraflame's Firestart cubes. I picked these up in the camping section. I don't know how new or how old they are. They look like a primary marketed towards campers. However, I've already thrown some in my Bugout bag. So they'll light, wet. That doesn't mean they're going to burn in water, but you can throw this in water. It's waterproof, and they'll still light. And the coolest thing is you light the bag. So I'm going to show you it here in a second. But yesterday when I tested them for the first time, I was shocked at how strong of a flame these things put off and how long it goes. I don't know exactly how long it burns, but I let it burn at least 5-6 minutes. I got tired of waiting, so I went ahead and actually hosed it down. So a long burn time, and as you'll see here in a second, quite a bit of flame. I am going to test one thing because I'm curious to see if they will start off of a spark. I don't expect they will, but maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Either way, we're going to find out and try it out, and you get to see them light. These things are great. They're relatively small. I'd say 1.5 inches by 1 inch, maybe 2 inches at the most by 1 inch. Easily throw a couple of these with your fire kits, in your camping gear, bug out bags, and everything else. Super cool things. All right, so let's check it out. Okay, so obviously, as you saw, we couldn't get it started with a ferro rod. I had a few things that looked like it might catch, but it didn't. So I'm going to go on the side of caution and say you can't start it with a ferro rod. That said, I think you're going to love how amazing this is. Well, so where do I envision this in the survival situation or in your bug out bag? If you've got poor tinder, subpar tinder, this is going to make it super easy. As a general rule, this is my primary ultimate survival tool. I can make a fire. Actually, I can make a fire by primitive means if I have to. I'm certainly not as polished as some people who live and breathe primitive survival, but I can do bow drill, fire saw, this and that. But at the end of the day, I want things to be easy. This is a very easy method of starting a fire if you have good tinder, good kindling, and everything else. Where we get to go even easier is if we have a lighter, which I do. I keep one in my bug out bag along with other things. But if you have a lighter and you have something like this, or Vaseline soaked, cotton balls, these things all help a lot. This makes an exceptional difference in the fact that you can take subpar tinder. I can take damp, relatively wet tinder or kindling and make a good fire out of it. So let's go ahead and see it. As you can see, this thing really gets to going with very little effort. I mean, I just lit that bag. I can throw some. This isn't necessarily subpar, but it's definitely not the best of stuff. I can shove it down in here, and we can actually get it lit up without a problem. This thing will get to going. And as I said originally, this thing, what you're seeing, this big flame here, is not from that little bit of tinder and kindling I threw in there. That is from this small instant cube. These things are awesome. I love them. It's one of the better ones I've seen in a long time. They're relatively cheap too. I want to say I picked these up at Walmart. It was like 18 of these, I think $10, but it wasn't overly expensive. So I highly recommend getting some of these, throw them in all your different fire kits. If you're out camping, they're going to make starting a fire super easy. And if you're in a survival situation, they're going to make it exponentially faster and easier for you and allow you a lot of flexibility when you're grabbing your tinder bundle. As you know, I mean, if you've dealt with fire much, it really comes down to proper preparation makes for an easy and good quality fire. And a lot of that preparation is time, you know, getting that perfect tinder bundle and then getting the good stages of the kindling before you go to your fuel. This gives you a lot of leeway in those first initial stages because this gets hot enough and burns strong enough that I can skip and go straight to some of that little bit thicker, a little bit bigger kindling. So that's it for this. It is the Duraflame Firestart cubes. Check it out. Let me know what you think. If you've had some experience with them, let me know what you thought about them.